Hi, my name is Dylan Powell. I'm a Group Creative Director at PlatinumBlack, and I'm here with my colleague, Audrey Trevino, one of our brand managers, and today we're going to break down Silvi Materials. We think this company is doing a great job of demonstrating a strong strategy supported by fantastic creative and marketing. And we never worked with this company, so everything we're going to say here reflects just our professional observations and positive assumptions about things they're doing really well. And you know what I think, Audrey?
What do you think, Dylan?
I think they're crushing it.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. Thank you. Silvi is uniquely positioning itself as being the most trustworthy provider of these high quality building materials in all the locations where they play in the Northeast, because I feel like this is, it's expensive to move the product around, commodity pricing, thin margins. I think that it's one at home. And they're like, we're going to be the people to trust there. I mean, you always want your customers to trust you.
Right.
But this is like a trust-based strategy, I think.
I agree with you. I'd add they're banking on integrity. You can feel it in terms of their words that they choose, the claims that they make, the stories that they're telling about their products. And so I would say that high quality product built with integrity with the highest degree of service is their unique position as they kind of operate locally and think globally.
A lot of community outreach. They're doing volunteer fire department. They're doing food banks. They're doing cycling. They're really investing in being a part of the community, not just saying, hey, we have these products, please buy them. That was just really smart. They're doing a lot of local affiliate-based marketing, like with the Philadelphia Eagles NFL team, which I'm not a fan of, but I'm a big fan of Silvi because they're very smart for this tactic. They're doing like co-branded cement mixing trucks with Eagles livery on it. Very, very smart, very savvy, part of the community. And this is the part I can't really see, but I have to imagine they're also doing a lot of high touch sort of account-based marketing with general contractors, municipalities, things like that. I bet they're doing that. And social, doing a lot of smart social, focused on people and projects, things that matter, not just fluffy corporate speak. So very well done.
You can see the connection they're trying to make in the community. Eagles at the kind of grandest level for sports, but they're also very invested in youth sports, which caught my attention. They are endearing themselves. They're engaging, not only engaging with their sponsoring, they're giving back. And so they're definitely, there's a kind of hometown pride piece that exudes from even just the moment that you hit their website. By showing what they're doing. They're telling the stories of what they're doing. Yes, you go to their website, the first thing you see above their, masthead is a giant sponsorship for the Philadelphia Eagles. That is very well noticed. But they're also telling stories through all of the community giving. It doesn't look like there's a lot of superfluous spending at the community level. And I think that it's all part of a very, very smart plan.
Investment in photography and videography. Well done. I mean, not headshots. I'm sure they have good headshots, but they've got drone footage of people blasting rock in a quarry.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah. Not expected.
Seriously. And they also do a good job of keeping the narrative around the buyer needs. They're not coming at you saying, here are the stats of our company. They're saying, hey, everything's gonna be okay. When you build with Silvi, it's going to be great because here are all these reasons to believe, so they're really keeping the narrative about the buyer. And I like that they're keeping the owners involved too. You go to their website, you've got these brothers, dad was the founder, they're co-presidents, that they just look like they have your back. So a lot of good programs going on there.
You can tell they've done their homework. They've studied their customers. They know that they're all on different paths in terms of whether or not they know them or not. And you can tell that as it comes through in the imagery even that they use. So they're taking a highly practical, commoditized industry and they're weaving in this human element through it so that you feel like you've known them for a really long time.
Three things. One, telling's not selling. Like I said, these guys don't come at you with how great they are. They are very disciplined with their messaging. They say, hey, your project's going to be great because you chose Silvi. Also, they're keeping it human. They seem accountable. Like there's like real people. Like no one wants to be sold by some faceless logo. You want to buy from people you like, and they're really teeing that up. And also they're just meeting the buyers where they are. Like you said, they're with the Eagles fans. On the job site with their Eagles cement truck. They're keeping it regional. They're doing community engagement. I feel like if there's a big job, you go to the nearest donut shop. There's like Silvi people will buy you some donuts. I mean, they're all over them like an Eagles defensive back. So they meet the buyer where they are. Telling's not selling, and they're keeping it human. 3 things I think B2B marketers could all learn a lesson from Silvi.
One of the things I think B2B companies can take a page out of this playbook from is the fact that they are driving home in numerous places across all of their materials what they stand for. And it's not just feature. They're talking about the business benefit. And so if you can communicate that and keep this human-centered, customer-centric approach to what you're saying in story form, you've got to win.